Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative Podcast. It's the podcast and talk show where we have digital discussions in the worlds of TV, film, music, sports, social media, everything really depending on the guests. We talk about it all. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis, and on social media, you know me as PD Beats. My guests are in a rock band called Stuck on Planet Earth. I'm going to have them introduce themselves and tell us what they do in the band, starting with Al.
I'm Al. I play bass guitar and I'm the singer.
I'm Adam. I play the guitar and I sing.
I'm Andrew, and I play the drums and teach these guys how to, play their instruments.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a while, but welcome to Popternative. Thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, thank you for having us, man.
Thank you, man.
It's pretty cool because you guys have been a band for a good amount of time, and it's been like the same three guys, right? Like from the days, like the concert promotion days, it's the same three guys. Like no one went anywhere.
Yeah,
we're brothers, man. We stick together through good times and bad. It's a marriage, basically.
Absolutely. No, but it's crazy to see how you guys have grown. And Al, I'll talk to you about this a little bit. I mean, getting a lot of amazing streams and a lot of amazing numbers on like Higher Than the Drugs and Rising. Like it's amazing to see. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. It's awesome. It's a great reward, but we don't do this for that kind of stuff. We just want to make music that hopefully connects with people, and we're happy that it is connecting on a bigger level. That does feel good.
Absolutely. So, Andrew, maybe you can kind of answer this question a little bit. You guys mentioned that you guys are brothers, but specifically, when did kind of Stuck on Planet Earth become a thing? Like maybe it started with you guys kind of jamming a little bit, but when did it become kind of like an established band?
I wouldn't really even call ourselves an established band right now, to be honest. We're just a bunch of I'm kidding.
But I meant like the touring and the writing music, because I've been in many bands. We just jammed and stuff. It's not a real band. You know what I mean?
I played in a band, and then Adam and Al played in a band, and we would play shows together. And I even back then I considered like the band that they played in and the band that I played in like a real band.
Yeah.
We rehearsed. We played shows. We tried to get ourselves in front of as many people as we could whenever we could. But I feel like when I kind of joined into this band when I was 4 years old, it feels like a lifetime ago because we've been doing it together for so long. I mean, like it was kind of just the natural progressions of like just trying to always get better, write better songs, have better parts, have better arrangements of songs, and I think at the beginning of this, we wanted to play shows and we wanted to tour. And to answer your question, like a definitive time, I don't know. Like, boys, do you have like a definitive time where we're like, we're a band?
Like, how many years has Stuck on Planet Earth been a band for?
For a good decade. We've been,
like
for a solid decade. We're not new to this game. We have been around long enough to like understand how it works and. But I think being around for that long has really been like really good for us. We've learned each other. Like we've gone head to head with each other. But I always find that like sometimes fights make you stronger, and in this case it really has. Like we'll battle it out, but we also respect each other enough to know like this is for the greater good of what we're trying to do. So.
No, absolutely. And Al, you performed a few songs on the first ever Popternative Fest a couple of weeks ago, which was awesome. It's like, can you talk a little bit about, because like the Stuck on Planet Earth that I remember, it's still kind of the rock, the grungy, the raunchy kind of loud sounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the sound has definitely evolved since the last time I heard you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we get asked this a lot. I think like people that maybe have been following us for a long time kind of knew Stuck on Planet Earth to be more of a traditional rock sounding band, and I think just over time we just naturally started to evolve. It was kind of like a moment Andrew started messing around with this SPDSX drum pad, and we were starting to incorporate like electronic-y sounds and synth sounds, and for us, we were just tired of what we were doing. We were doing it for so long that we're like, we wanted to step in a different direction. And it was about, it was about how to move forward with rock instead of looking back and being like, you know, these throwback classic rock bands or like, you know, doing grunge or something that were like, yo, this isn't going to catch a second wave. You know, like that. It's cool if you're one of those bands and it's very niche, but it's like, how do we bring in people that like everything
Totally.
to like our band? So it was about modernizing what we were doing in a traditional rock band and moving forward with different soundscapes and sounds that, you know, that we always wanted to have and we couldn't achieve on our own until the last couple of years when we started working with a new producer. But
no, for sure. Absolutely. So there's a segment of my show I'm going to do right now. It's called Name 3 Songs. And essentially it's very simple. I'm going to ask all 3 of you to name 3 songs of Stuck on Planet Earth because I want people to kind of get to know you and my listeners get to know you a little bit. But I want 3 specific songs. So we'll start with Andrew. And there could be doubles, you know what I mean? Like you all could say Rising for one of the answers, right? It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? But Andrew, I want you to tell me upbeat, up-tempo Stuck on Planet Earth song. I want you to tell me a song that's the most meaningful for you in Stuck on Planet Earth. And then I want to know kind of a trendy or newer Stuck on Planet Earth songs that, you know, is coming out recently or something that, you know, has been really kind of dominating on the streaming charts right now. So upbeat, meaningful, and trendy and new. Go.
I mean, you know, we have a lot of music that's coming out. So like what songs we have out right now, or there's not a lot to pick from. Our album comes out very soon, and I'll definitely be able to pick more from the bunch. But in terms of the ones that are released currently,
Yeah.
I think for upbeat, Rising is, you know, it actually is a very uplifting song. You know, just the lyrics in the song, the message in the song is just about overcoming obstacles, and I feel like that song's really, you know, it's a positive song, and I think that we show that when we play it. And I think that you said upbeat. You said
meaningful. Like what's a song that kind of is like pretty close to your heart that you've kind of performed in Stuck on Planet Earth?
So meaningful. I mean, for me, I feel like Permanent's pretty meaningful because when we shot the music video, my grandfather was in the very beginning of the music video, and that you know, I hold that pretty high in my heart. Like, it's pretty awesome to see him in there. And I think a song that's kind of been really doing well is Higher Than the Drugs. We released that song before Ghosts, which just came out.
Yeah.
And that song.
It's doing really well, man. It's on, like, Adam, it's on a lot of playlists, and it's like, it's on my heavy rotation. Like, it's doing a lot. It's doing really well.
It is. Definitely garnering its own, like, you know, it's getting its own love on its own, you know, like, I mean, obviously we're pushing it as well, but like the fact that like people are reacting to it and it, you know, it's just growing from there. So it's great.
Absolutely. So what about your 3? And I get you could both like you could like say the same ones, but just I want your opinion.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely go with my number 1 first is Permanent because I think, you know, that song really kind of gave us a good idea of like where we were gonna go with the rest of the album, and it was one of the first songs that we did right on the album, and so, you know, that song I always hold as my number 1 because it kind of gave us our blueprint a little bit of how we were gonna write this record. Number 2, I'm going to go with Rising just because of, you know, it's just more of an uplifting thing and, you know, listening to the, like, you know, writing those lyrics and listening to them and the way people are reacting to them and how it's helping them through hard times. And it's, you know, it's helped us through hard times too. So, you know, that would be the reason for Rising. And then, you know, the third one's a mix-up between, you know, Ghosts on the Radio, and then there's a song called that we have on the album that when it comes out on June 26th is Skin Talk, which I really love as well, and, you know, you'll be able to hear it once it comes out. But because people hasn't heard that, Ghosts is, you know, I really love that song because it's very powerful live. There's something very powerful about it when we play it, and it really hits hard, and we really see a reaction from people who, you know, who watch us play that.
Al, before you get to yours, like, not all the Stuck on Planet Earth songs are on Spotify, right? Because I remember, like, I think it was like there was like one of your EPs or CDs I used to listen to all the time, and there's a song on it that I don't remember the name of it, but like I tried to find it on Spotify a couple of weeks ago and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, that was a conscious effort on our part to kind of shift the focus on where the band was headed. We had so much in the back catalog that we just wanted to shed the old skin a little bit, and maybe one day it will make an appearance back on there. There's been a lot of the old fans have been like, hey, can we still find some of this music? We've been actually sending them a private SoundCloud link where I can send you all the older music, by the way. But
awesome.
For us, it was just like, we want to move forward with the direction, and we want to show people what we're doing now. That's what's most important to us. So that was kind of the decision behind kind of shedding that old stuff. And not that we don't love it or it's not meaningful.
Yeah, like I'm about to say, like what I'm about to say, don't be like offended. No. Like the new stuff is way better than the old stuff.
Well, of course.
You say that.
Well, I would hope so.
Thank you. Yeah, I would hope so too.
No, but like it's just like the higher the drugs, the rising. That's the sound, man. Like that people want to listen to. You know what I mean?
I think we really focused in on that sound, kind of like what Adam was saying about Permanent being the blueprint. It was like that song forward. It was like, okay, we're onto something here now. And, there was a lot of opportunity to change the band name and to rebrand completely, but we had built such a history of this band that we're very proud of. And it's like Stuck on Planet Earth, it becomes more relevant band name every single day, especially given our situation right now. So we're very happy with the direction that we went with the band. And it was just not for a lack of not loving those songs or that music. It was just like, we just want to move forward, and that's it,
Absolutely. I have a couple more roundtable questions as well, but Al, can you give me your 3 quickly?
Yeah, I'll be quick. Higher Than the Drugs, I'd say, is like the upbeat, fun song that for us is a dance rock track. I think really pulls people in. It's very immediate. I would say the second one that's meaningful to me, I don't want to say Rising, but it is. But I'm going to say our song called I Want It Now, because that song is just about the ups and downs of us being in a band and feeling impatient at times and kind of hitting your head against the wall enough. But really having this like feeling inside that you're like, fuck, I just want something to happen. So that there's a lot of that in that song. And then the third song, the most current, would be Ghost on the Radio that we released. I think it's a very unique, original type of song, different from what we've been doing. And I think it really showcases like a lot of our big influences, which has been like, a bass line that sounds like Dr. Dre's The Chronic, guitar that's very reminiscent of like Andy Summers from The Police, which we're big Police fans.
Yep.
There's a big hip hop rhythm influence in the drums, and then there's like a big chorus that takes it back to this heavy driving force that really pulls together the rock band that we are.
Absolutely. Have the answer to this question might be yes, but like has Higher Than the Drugs or other songs been featured in any TV or movies yet, or any video games? Does that happen yet? Because I feel like it's gonna happen, man.
We're trying.
So Rising's been featured on Hockey Night in Canada and a bunch of hockey stuff. And there's something in the works with Ghost on the Radio that we can't really discuss here yet. But yeah, I mean, if
we're
that's
trying to get on FIFA, man. We're trying
Dude,
to get on that
Higher Than the Drugs needs to be on FIFA. Can we make it happen?
dude, we are aiming for that. That's one of our big goals,
But dude, I just interviewed a professional snowboarder, Louis Vito, a couple weeks ago. We were talking about all those like video game soundtracks from like the snowboarding games and the Tony Hawk games.
Tony Hawk 2, baby.
Dude, come on, man. Like those, like Andrew, like you're nodding your head. Like those video games, we discovered so much music from those video games, man.
Actually, I think what was it? I think was it Tony Hawk? That was like they sold the soundtrack and it like sold like platinum.
I think it was Tony Hawk 2. They had like Rise Against on there, Lagwagon, like that's where
Rage, yeah.
Dude,
and I think that record sold like it went platinum or something.
Dude, I've discovered so many bands. Like, man, like I just like Sum 41, which is like my favorite band. Like I discovered for like the NHL soundtracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it's crazy. So it's just like. But like Adam, another thing too, it's like you mentioned like FIFA and everything, but like there's a lot of amazing like we're in the golden age of television right now, right? And I feel like there's a lot of amazing shows out right now, and it's crazy. And like there's a lot of cool songs in those shows to the point where people take their phone and they're like, I want to know what song that is.
Yeah.
And it's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen because that's important, man. Music and TV are like tag teaming lately, man.
Big one.
Yeah, you know what? We can't speak to too much, but there's something really, really cool with our new song "Ghost on the Radio" that's in the works. That in a few months, people will hopefully get to see it on the format that you're kind of talking about.
Absolutely, because it's pretty cool because like on this show, I interview people from TV, film, sports, music. Like I even interview like pro wrestlers. Like I interview everyone who has a story. You know what I mean? But like, so I want to know, and you're kind of experiences with Stuck on Planet Earth. We'll start with Adam. What has been, whether it's, you know, a song that got played on the radio or, you know, a cool show you got to play, what has been the coolest moment that you've been a part of with Stuck on Planet Earth?
I think these guys are going to know what I'm going to say, but so we played the Rogers Center about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And, oh, yeah, okay. I tried to make it sound like it was a little sooner than that, but that was an incredible moment, and it just gave us a good like vision of what it looks like to play in front of 20,000 people. You know, to be in an arena that big and to look out and to just see like, you know, a crowd of people circling the arena and like.
Was this for like a CFL event? Or?
It was for So at the time it was for a CFL event, and they picked bands from because we were getting played. We were on the charts on Sirius XM at the time, and we were chosen from Toronto to be able to perform at a halftime show there, and I thought that was such an amazing moment and
incredible.
Yeah, words can't explain how that felt to like step into an arena. It was a lot different than playing obviously your smaller venues, but man, a moment like that was crazy, and it just, you know, gave us a very good vision of what it actually looks like to be, you know, doing that kind of stuff all the time.
Absolutely. Al, what about you? What's been your favorite or coolest moment?
I'll fast forward to a more recent moment. This past February, before the whole pandemic happened, we sold out a show in our hometown of Toronto in 24 hours. That was a crazy feeling, man. You know, we didn't, first of all, we didn't think we were going to sell it out. We haven't played a headline show in Toronto in a little while. And to see that kind of reaction, 24 hours, one of the fastest selling shows with the company that we were working with, we were blown away. We were blown away by the response that the fans had. We had a lineup for people coming to watch us. We were selling out of merch that night. That was one for the books, man, because it's like we've just come a very long way. We've been a band who have cut our teeth doing everything. We've slept on a million dirty floors. We've really weathered a lot of storms. So to have that kind of happen recently was like a very powerful, rewarding experience, I think.
No, absolutely. And Andrew, what about you?
I mean, there's so many. Honestly, like I think about it, like there's times where we played at like a square in Hamilton, and it was like some like sunny day, and you're sitting on top of this drum riser outside, seeing these cars go by. Like a lot of the times when I'm sitting behind the kit and I look out, I'm just like, this is pretty awesome. But I gotta say, like we went on a North American tour a few years ago, and it really, like, there were some times where I literally would like look at both these guys and be like, what are we doing in like the middle of like Alabama, with $40 in our pockets? Like, why this is insane. But you go to sleep, you brush your teeth, you wake up, you do it all over again, and then you just play shows and like this is why. That's why.
But like you do it. I mean, it's like you can like TVs, like music, TV, film, sport, like entertainment and sports. Like we do it because we love it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And let's be honest. I'm really impressed because you guys have been a band for a while, and you could see the brotherhood. You could see like how close you guys are, and you guys have been through a lot. And I know this from working as a concert promoter, and Al, and you guys could like agree. I mean, like no one gives you.
Hold on a second. For people that don't know, you booked our very first shows in Quebec and in Ottawa. You were the guy that booked us at the Underground in Montreal, and in Ottawa, I think we were at Café de Cup or something.
Yep.
And those were like the early days of the band. So you took a real chance on bringing a band from Vaughan all the way out there, man. So like you've come a long way yourself, my friend.
I appreciate that, but it's like no one, like in this industry too. It's like you really have to like go out and like and like basically go out and work hard. Basically, no one's gonna give you anything.
Yeah.
No, nobody cares. That's the thing. Nobody cares, and you got to put in years of work till even a couple people start caring.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people don't care for a very long time, and it's literally about how much you love doing it, because the strong survive, man. Like so many bands we've toured with or that we've seen have like massive record deals or just in other situations, further advanced in our band, and we'd always look and be like, well, how are they doing this or how are they doing that? And then they would fold so quickly because they just didn't have that moral compass or that drive.
Let me tell you something. Okay, Montreal specifically. I'm not gonna name names right now because I want people to see this podcast, and I want there to be the double reactions of the like. I know exactly who he's talking about, and I want to know like I want the wondering like, is he talking about my band? There are so many bands from Montreal, dude, that could be the biggest band of all time, but like It didn't work out. Like it just didn't work out, man.
Toronto
too,
man. Like, you know
man.
what? We've grown up with so many bands that like we've even gone on tour with where it was like, man, if this band like, and then they break up a couple years later, and you're like, man, if this band just stuck together, they would be so big, and they would do they would go further than we would, and like and it's a long. But the thing is, it's a long-term gain. A lot of bands, they want it right away. They want their cake right away, right?
Yeah,
that's the reality of it, right?
Or they like half of it is talent, the other half is the grind and that work ethic. And if you're missing that half, it's just not going to happen.
But you know what? Sorry, what I was gonna say too. A lot of it, like I find a lot of it is like bands get into animosities with each other, like inner turmoil. And then they don't know how to work it out and move forward. And I found that a lot of bands kind of just end it. It's just like someone does something, maybe they don't like what was said, and it was like, well, I can't be in the room with I can't do this with this guy anymore. And
it's also the touring too. I find like touring's not for everyone. Like I went on tour with a couple of bands back in the day, and I did not like it at all.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everyone.
It's tough on the road. It's tough on you feel lonely on the road. As much as you love the journey and you love going from city to city, there's still this sense of loneliness where you just have to get over that little hump of like, you know.
And just to speak to like what Andrew was saying before, going across the States and Canada and seeing all these different places, it's really rewarding at times. But sometimes, when you're taking a shower on a dilapidated floor in the ghetto of Columbus, Ohio, and you're just looking in the mirror and you're like, what the fuck am I doing here right now? Those moments are really, really hard to overcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to look at yourself and you go like, well, I don't have that much money in my pocket. We're just trying to get to the next place. Are they even going to feed us? Are we going to have to sleep
that or even driving through the night for 14, 16 hours to get to the next venue, and then the promoter isn't even there. It's a bus, and you're like, oh my God.
You told me, Al, because we were like, me and Al, we got on the phone a lot of times, like talking about booking and stuff, and like you told me some stories about.
See, the showering in like dirty bathrooms or in a ghetto or something, that's not even like that bad. It's like, that affects you, but it's worse when you're rushing 15, 16 hours to get to that venue, and then you get there and the show isn't happening. You're like, oh my God.
It's tough because I've been on both sides. I played in bands and I booked bands, right? I feel like you can only, and like you guys, like Al, like did you guys ever book your own show sometimes? Like did that ever happen? Yeah. So you guys understand both sides. So like you understand how it is. And it's not for everyone.
No, when we first started touring in the States, we couldn't get a show if our life depended on it. That I would have to book the whole show and book all the bands and put the whole event together, that I was essentially the promoter on like some random show. And it was a lot, man. It was a lot. But just to spin a positive out of all those times and all that turmoil and the ups and downs of doing that, if it wasn't for going through those experiences, if it wasn't for building on those things, we wouldn't be here today. Like,
that's what thickens the skin. It thickens the skin.
Yeah, it thickens the skin, and it gives you a real sense of how to do things, so that when we did get signed, and when people did start paying attention to us and giving crap about our band, we already knew where we were going.
Are you signed now?
Yeah.
Who are you signed to?
We're on Anthem Records.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who distributes that?
Anthem
Records? Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I think the distribution's through Universal Music Group now.
Yeah, because that's always the question. It's like maybe people don't know Anthem Records, but maybe they know like all the other stuff they're doing.
If they know Rush and Big Wreck, they'll know Anthem Records.
Oh, like Anthem Records?
Like like the Anthem Records. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're on Rush's baby label that has now become Anthem Records.
That's amazing, guys. No, seriously. Like, and I know, like, I say congratulations. I know you guys. You just, it's like you guys are just continue to go. You're like, it's not even like the end of it. Like, I have some friends that are on some of the biggest TV shows on the planet right now, and they're like still hungry and want to do more and more and more. Like, they don't want to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think you'll never be satisfied. You're always trying to get to the next point, you know?
Absolutely.
And I think if you are satisfied, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it anymore, because it's one of those industries where you're constantly just trying to move and move and move and learn from the past.
No, absolutely. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on Popternative.
Man, thank you for having us. This was amazing.
No, thank you
It's
guys
great
so
seeing
much.
your face, man. I love.
It's
seeing
great
your-
to see you guys. No, it just feels like it's nuts, man. It's been like almost 10 years.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
been a long time.
It really has. It really has.
So, plug away. You can all do it. Kind of. You can all help each other do it. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
new record coming out soon.
Yeah,
Take it away, Al.
We
Take
have
it
our
away.
I knew that was gonna happen.
we have our debut album. It's called Beautiful Nowhere. It's coming out on June 26th. And we have a bunch of the songs that are already out. The album's up for pre-order right now or pre-save. And we're very excited, man. This is a big step for us. So we're just excited to get the music out into the world.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much. Al, Andrew, Adam, thank you guys so much, man. It's really
man.
great to
Hey,
see
man,
you
it
guys.
was our pleasure.
Man.
Absolutely. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Be sure to check out for the new record from Stuck on Planet Earth. That'll be available very soon. And until next time, this is Al, Andrew, and Adam from Stuck on Planet Earth and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.